This will be in like the British Museum, the art galleries, and that. Like this screenshot will be on there for time. And I said, yeah, man, let him get these bars off. He said, we opened the first black-owned store in history on Oxford Street last week and turned 10 years old. It's like the confetti emoji type thing. 0 press coverage, 0 blog posts, 0 celebrity support, 0 influencer activations. There's a few lessons in there. That tweet is going to go down in history because I don't think I've seen anyone get battered celebrating their wins in such a quick, hasty and effective fashion. They got him out of here.
Do you know what was quite... it only crossed my mind now is I think there's something about patting your own back that is ugly. I can say, yo, Dan, you man don't know Dan. Dan's this, Dan's that. Do you know what he's done in his life? Do you know what Les has done? Do you know what Les was on last summer? Do you know how long he's been grinding?
Yeah.
But if you say that about yourself,
look at me.
It's a different thing. It's not. It's actually a completely different thing.
Do you think that is the majority of the reasoning behind the backlash, or do you think it was those two words, black owned?
I think patting your own back when you're successful. Nobody even likes it. Like Kanye is one of the most successful people. Shouting about I'm this, I'm that, I'm Walt Disney, and it's like, what are you doing, bro?
Would you say Hitler, Jesus, Kanye? Last week.
Yeah, like he says all that shit. People don't like that, so I think that's one thing. The black owned thing now, I feel like this is why he's getting the hate. I feel like this is the first we're hearing of it, brother.
Okay. Okay.
Because you need your back patted, we're black owned now, all of a sudden.
Okay.
And that...
You said Maniere De Voir before. You've never heard those words associated with it. He's been on the blog tours and all that.
Don't sound black owned.
He's been arguing with
I'm not saying they've
been
got
arguing
black
with Clint and whatnot. But yeah, a lot of they say the models aren't usually black. He doesn't align himself with I guess black influencers, black culture, entertainment, music. So I think that was a lot of the backlash. And yeah, as you said, we've never heard him utter those two words, powerful words.
Which I don't know if is sometimes that could be bad for a brand to mention it. I don't know. Well, it seems to have been bad now. He said it now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if he just kept his mouth shut,
I was saying before we started recording that I didn't know he was behind the brand. Only like maybe in the last year.
Okay.
I know he had the thing with Clint, and that I think that kind of put the face to the brand.
Okay.
But to I think something you said before that, you wouldn't really. I like looking at the brand. I wouldn't be like, oh, a black person put this is behind this brand. You'd probably think, what's that guy from? He was in anyway, Jake Hall. Oh, okay. You'd probably think someone like him was behind it or whatever. So for me, when I saw it was him behind it, I was like, okay, cool. Now I can put a face to the brand, whatever.
You say, like, I'm gonna support that black business.
Not so much that, but then it just made me think like, oh, sick. Like he's managed to put this together, and I didn't really know who he was before that. Then kind of you do the research and whatnot, and then you figure it out. But I think the black owned is very triggering, and it feels like he's now trying to tap into that.
Okay.
Whereas before, on what you said, he weren't really amongst the...
No, he was like a footballer in the nightclubs.
Yeah.
That kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Chasing the sycophants, or the female sycophants who just hang around, and the parasitic women who hang around footballers. And yeah, you don't really see him at the events or on the blogs.
Yeah,
as he said.
In and
I wonder, do you think that probably was something that he's thought about, like not to align himself with, air quotes, the culture?
I don't. Oh, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But we're podding, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, potentially earlier on, where it was less cool
Okay.
to be. There was less of let's say, online presence and a community that would support you based just on that fact. It just seems rather convenient.
Yeah.
All of a
that
sudden.
Now there is a bigger online community. There is this push for black business and supporting it, almost regardless of anything. That now you want to claim it. I do think he's probably correct though, in that, like, yeah, give that man his accolades. He's done bare well.
It's big stuff.
He's done
Yeah,
bare well.
big time.
And
Yeah.
I think it is worth questioning why, black or not,
Yeah.
he may not be getting his accolades. But I feel like I think there was another tweet as well. I feel like in 2 tweets he's revealed so much.
There's more.
He's
There is
revealed
more.
so
There is
much
more.
about himself, and that's where I'm just like, yeah, you just seem like a bit of a psychopath, to be honest. Didn't he say he wants to be? He said he said I'd be worshipped, right?
Yeah,
something in
the
another- I
word
think it was another
worship
tweet.
was used in one of the tweets.
And it's like,
but-
so that's
but
what
we'll
you
get to
want.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I and even to that point, I think his back and forth with Clint, if you see the contrast between the two, Clint's got these, I don't want to say kids, but he's got streetwear and whatnot in the craziest headlock I've seen since, and I was saying before we started recording, since Supreme, for the streets anyway. And I feel like when you see someone else doing it, that's one thing. When you see another black person or someone who looks like you doing it, I feel like to an extent you might feel like, and you're successful,
Yeah.
you're both successful. Why ain't I getting that? Why
is he getting all
Why
the
aren't
attention?
these lot like running around for? And to be fair, both brands are very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of it is street culture. innit?
Yeah,
So you're gonna get
but
certain-
I feel like he wants some of
That love.
he
that.
wants a slice of that pie.
Why ain't they going crazy,
Crazy
for
for the-
for
yeah.
my shit? Why ain't they like running around London, queuing outside this place, and traveling bare far for my merch and this and that? And maybe he needs to look inwards and be like, raw, like maybe my brand isn't,
Maybe something. Yeah. Maybe it's something you've done,
But
Yeah.
check it, and it's okay.
and that's cool.
and that's cool.
Yeah.
But stop- like, I
Because
feel
Clint
like
hasn't got his shop on Oxford Street.
Exactly.
No, but-
like you've done
But
a
is
lot
that
of
is
stuff.
that what he wants? Maybe Cortez don't care about that as well.
Well, they seem
where
like they
he
have a
wants
more-
that
yeah.
No.
that street love.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
other, a counter to one of the points being about it being black owned or targeting X or Y community. Some people saying the black community make up 10% of the UK. Why would you focus your brand at them? It's kind of pigeonholing or short-sighted.
From they're saying that about him.
Yeah, so he's done the right thing in targeting the bigger, wider community
Yeah. It makes
in
sense
the
from a-
UK.
Yeah, it really depends what you want, innit?
Yeah.
Like
I think that's
if
a
you
big
want to
point.
be popping in the streets,
Yeah.
and you want man to be talking about your brand and people from poorer communities getting mad, doing all sorts for your product, then your product has to usually be of a certain caliber.
Yeah.
Kind of targeted by certain people. So, like, he seems mad at decisions he's kind of made,
Fair.
Yeah.
which is like bad and confusing in itself. But then you're just looking at a next man's plate. Is how I see it. Like, bro, your
When
plate's
he's got-
full, you know.
Yeah.
Your plate is full. You're
Was it
fine
full of
dining over there.
Was it
bro.
full of fish fingers and smiley faces? Rick, you mentioned his other tweet, and he was
yeah.
in response to someone else, and he said, "Should I have to say it?" He was in responding to one of their questions, and he said, "The truth is, I'm not black enough for black people or white enough for white people. If anybody of a singular race achieved what I did, they'd be worshipped. I can think of many examples with way less success or longevity. Sure, you can too." Is part of this
I feel like he's sending for someone in that
issue or incident, is it down to him being mixed race? Do you think? Do you
Is
think
what?
that plays a part? Someone about, so he said black owned. Do you think that's nothing to do with it?
I don't think so.
It's purely
I think he has just gone about his business in be less of the face of the brand, appeal to the larger
The masses,
market share, the
UK
masses, and also his background is, if you look at the brand,
They're his peers, isn't it?
he's
aimed at
his
his peers.
background is that brand. When you look at it, I use Cortez as the comparison because they've had a back and forth, but Cortez isn't that. But I feel like he's gone about his business, created it, got it, was it 10 years, shop on Oxford Street.
Yeah.
Now it's like I've done those things, so you can't really, my brand can't really fail now. So now that it can't fail, let me tap into you lot that
Get more.
the smaller.
Okay, yeah.
Let me get more. And the
Little bit
thing
greedy,
is,
innit?
and the thing is with the get more, the group that you're trying to target to get more, they're the loudest.
Fair.
They might be the smallest.
Online, vocal, yeah.
They might be the smallest, but I think even not just
Vocal
restricted to
majority.
online. I think we're
Or in terms of influence and
in terms of influence,
sway,
we make it the loudest. So if something's cool, it's most likely
yeah.
gonna come from
Started
the
here,
brothers and the sisters,
right. So I feel like he's done. So you can't knock this down anymore. You lot come. Let's
Come
go.
to
So
the-
then this is where all the like I've done this, done that, and I've not got no accolades for it. And everyone's like, who?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
what? Where's this like come from? Whereas again, using Clint as the comparison, he's been down here. Now he's working with Nike, and I think he did a collaboration with someone else.
It's got
the other day.
Supreme
With Supreme the other day,
which is bonkers. Yeah.
now he's right. I've started down here. We're all cool here. Now let's tap in. Let's sit in those boardrooms and get in those meetings and those collaborations.
give them a bit of cool. Yeah.
So then, his market share, or the people that he was targeting, or his background, will start paying attention to what my man's doing.
I think what he wants is hype, and your brand has that or it doesn't. It kind of attracts
Yeah.
that or it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
Like you have the kind of a man pays, like everyone that pays in your shop is using like a credit card, probably an Amex as well.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just not that, like,
it's not that kind of brand. And he seems
start-up
like he
kind of culture.
He's in a different genre,
Yeah,
and that's okay. Speaking to what you said about him being mixed race and stuff like that, I don't really know. I can't really speak to his experience. I don't know. I can kind of say though, to some degree, that if you're mixed race and successful, often you do get just thrown in as a black success story. Often, often, like Obama, the first black president.
Yeah.
Really, you know what I mean?
Depends. It depends what mood people are in.
Yeah, so it's like I do kind of hear that shout.
Yeah, I understand his first point.
Mixed race kind of, in a way, kind of lack a cultural identity. But that's because it's. I mean, one will likely form, as we spoke about, when we talked about
South Africa.
South Africa and colours.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I kind of hear that, but I don't know. You could almost argue that could potentially be could have aided him in his success and stuff like that.
Fair.
So like it's give and take, innit? And I think the kind of moral of the story is you can have anything, you can't have everything. Like, you've got something good, bro.
Fair.
Just enjoy your thing.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have everything, bro.
Yeah.
So I wish it never happened for him.
Yeah.
I wish it never happened, because it just
tweet.
seems like sad now.
Yeah. And since this debacle, he tweeted, what was it? He's pinned the tweet. It is after a meeting this morning with the board, meaning me in brackets. Humble brag. I am reinstating myself as CEO, focusing on taking the brand to further unfathomable levels for another 10 years. Thanks, media, for swiftly covering yesterday's announcement. Ironic, it was sad news. The support isn't unnoticed. So that was in response to his prior tweet that said, after a meeting this afternoon with the board regarding comments I made via social media, I will be stepping down as CEO to focus on my personal ventures. Thank you all for your support for the last 10 years. So he did a U-turn in...
How many hours?
That tweet was at 10 to 2, and by 8 o'clock yesterday in the morning, it was done. So less than 24 hours, he stepped down.
I don't. Like,
Step
if
down.
you already see it, I don't know why
Stepped
he's
up.
stepping down in the first place, or why you even released that. Like, it's whatever. Innit? But he just unsaid it.
The more you read, and the more I pay back part of the tweets. That's what I was looking at. I thought that stopped.
Okay, we're live again. Apologies. Technical difficulties. But yeah, I don't know why you step up then step down.
Step up, step down. It's
Yeah.
all
Step down, step up.
social media, fun and games, engagement, like.
And I think this is what I was going to say. I feel like reading more of the tweets and playing them back or certain parts of it, he's not comfortable within himself as a human being.
Fair.
Very revealing.
That's what a lot of people said.
Because to say and obviously I can't speak to it, but we've heard it before, that not being black enough for black people, not being white enough for white people, you must sit in an odd place where you're part of both communities, but you're not, or they don't see you that way.
Well, that's how you feel.
Or then it also comes out as to that's how you feel. So I feel a lot of this just is him feeling like maybe he's been not accepted, but he's been business-wise, he's been okay in that other space.
Looks like he's doing all right, innit? Yeah.
But the other space with probably the loudest noise, with the most hype, with the eyes that are looking at them the most, he's not really. His accolades aren't coming from there.
Fair.
Or he's not done much over there. So now he's trying to tap in. I feel like he's just gone about it in probably the worst way you could do it. Because when you start saying words like black owned this and black owned that and I ain't done this and I've done this and you like ain't done this, then it's like, what?
I just think, it's a consistency thing. So like, you should have been singing from this hymn sheet from the start. If this is how you've always felt or what you've always believed, that should have been front and center all the time. And it seems like a switch has been flicked, and it's like, oh damn, we got to look after that community.
This is it.
So now I'm screaming black owned and whatnot, when if your actions have been that way, then people probably would have been for a while saying, oh, we remember when you did this, that, da, 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 da.
This is it. It's like, it's a word we've been using a lot recently with business and online stuff. It's performative. It comes across performative.
Low key.
It comes across that you're just saying this because,
it's a quick
this looks good.
grab.
Yeah. But
it's tough, man.
it's not a good look.
Yeah, but I can't cry too much for a man that's got a store in Oxford Street, man. I hope, whatever internal struggles or strifes and issues that he has, I hope they're sorted and allayed. But hopefully he cries for me, and because I ain't got a store in Oxford Street.
He's not crying for you.
That's it. And I wonder if you're looking to get any Maniere De Voir in your.
I will now.
Your stocking for because it's black owned.
It's black owned, man.
Come on, man.
It's black owned. Got support.
He got support. I just think he just needs to go about it in a better way.
How would you recommend doing that? Get with the Central Seas of the world, or the
maybe
Central C. I don't know.
Well, not him so much, but I think just because I don't even know what him and I think beefing with man as well, it doesn't help. And like I said, Clint has, I don't want to keep saying the street, but streetwear. He's got that in a crazy headlock. But you're beefing with the number one guy. So people are gonna look at you and be like, is he okay? Whether you like the brand or not, people are like, who's this guy? What's he really saying? So I feel like you need to, or you should, be cool in the space. Because the minute the space deems you're not cool, you ain't never getting in. You're never getting in.
It's tough, man. Shout out to him, man. And if you haven't, watch his Diary of a CEO and all that stuff.
Oh, has he been on yet?
Oh, he's got one?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Recent?
Yeah, not too long ago.
Okay.
So yeah, man, check that out, and support all the black brands, man.